Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here at Esther 5D Energy. Thank you for your support, for your comments, and for subscribing. I'm going to go into channel now and see what the guides have to say. This vessel steps back, and we step forward as the Elohim Council, an angelic presence in your world. Also, architects of realities in our dimension. And this filters down through to your dimension, where you operate as the creator of your reality. And now you are conscious of it. So great progress is going to be made. There's a great awakening happening on your planet. People are becoming more conscious of themselves, of their behavior, of the words they use and how they feel. Humans are becoming more in tune with the idea of quieting the mind and knowing that they need this. It is quite prevalent in your reality right now that many beings of light, humans, are understanding this concept of relaxing and letting go. And it is becoming more commonplace around your world. You may not hear about it on the news. You may not feel that it's happening fast enough, but it is happening, and it is becoming a mainstream idea. What was once more of a cultural idea of meditation, of peacefulness, is now becoming mainstream, we will call it. It is getting picked up and used, and people are finding letting go in nature or whatever way that they can, what feels good to them, and the amount they need is individual, but they are recognizing it. This is something taking place on your planet very quickly. It has been a long time in coming. We know you feel that way, and you are ready to let go of this reality and the polarization that exists here, that separateness, that aloneness, that resisting of this place because others are so different or cause fear. This was the way it was of learning in that other reality, the 3D, third dimension perspective. And now your vibration is raising into a more fifth dimensional perspective so that you are seeing it for what it is. It's uncomfortable to be polarized. Nothing gets done. It's gridlock. You see, when it evens out and both sides are not agreeing and refusing to cooperate, nothing gets done for the benefit of all of humanity, and humans suffer. And this is going on for real in your planet. There are those that have incarnated to places where this is taking place. They have incarnated to help experience it and overcome it, to be part of the solution, you see, even as a catalyst for peace, for love, and for harmony. And there is a lot of this presenting itself on the earth that you don't see. And we want to encourage you to keep going in your process, in the feeling of this within your being, for it radiates out. And you are helping the other humans by being an example of what it is to be peaceful, of what it is to be harmonious. And that inner conflict begins to subside as you realize the change is happening. And you don't have to force it. This is a natural progression, evolution that humanity is on this track now. There have been past civilizations that have come and gone. This particular form of civilization on your planet wanted to go through an ascension process where they shift into higher consciousness within the body, you see. You don't have to exit out and leave. There will be those that choose that, and eventually all of you cycle back around in your lifetimes as consciousness to expand. But this process, it's going to be a little bit different from here on out now that the frequency has shifted on the planet, and there is a special alignment with other planetary systems that's allowing a flow of energy here to allow change to happen faster, you see, to allow you to realize that there's better choices than what you've been making. And it does happen on a very individualized basis. Each one of you look different. There are billions of people on your planet. No one looks alike. No one's frequency is exactly alike. So that each perspective can be experimented with, can be experienced here. That is by design. You see, it is advanced way. There is multidimensional. It's very hard to put into words all that is going on at the same time on your planet, for you have a unique signature as Earth as a whole. You are different from any other planet that's been in existence. None of those are exactly alike either. There is always a different form of biology, a different way of learning. It may be very similar to yours at times, and there's other planets that start off very differently. But they all have a unique signature, a flavor, a way of being that evolved with the biology of their planet, with the place that they are in the universe, the time period that they chose, and the frequency that they chose to exist. Their planet evolved differently than yours. And so many of them have already been through a similar process as ascension. It is not exactly the same. It does not look the same, but they understand that you're changing into higher consciousness. They know what it's like to expand. And they have been around longer than you, so to speak, in this frequency of expansion. And they understand where you're at from a observation mode. And we do as well. We see where you're at. And we offer our assistance to allow this to go easier for you, faster for you, more in alignment with what you really want here, since you have been so deeply unconscious for such a long time. It is required that beings of light come in and help. And this was arranged and known. Once your planet evolved and decided to go on the trajectory of ascension and an accelerated version, it was agreed upon that this would be of benefit to you here. This help we are offering, this assistance, and again, it is multidimensional, and it is difficult to put into words how advanced this is. But we are balancing your body. We are balancing your chakra system, your energy here, to allow for flow. There is much information stored within your planet itself, within pyramids, within rock formations and mountains, that you can connect to and get more information about your past and your present here and what is going on. So connect to that, knowing that the information has been stored here for a very long time and is now activated. You are activated. You are realizing that you are conscious now and have been in an unconscious state. That's an activation. The earth herself has been largely activated by new frequencies coming in, changing the magnetic field and allowing more information to get to you, to be released. Again, it is an advanced technology, but it is part of your earth system. And your humanness is going to interpret it and perceive it in the way that it needs to, so that for you personally, this will be an enjoyable expansion of consciousness. We're not saying there won't be challenges, but at the same time, they can be resolved quicker in the higher frequencies, for those frequencies are more harmonious and less polarized. You still will have night and day. You still will have challenges, but they will be resolved quicker. They won't seem as heavy or as difficult. And if you have a heaviness moving through you right now, that is part of you resolving it. For many of you have volunteered to work this frequency in this way. Take on what needs to be resolved in this lifetime so that when you come back in that fifth dimensional perspective, in that frequency, you will not repeat what you did in the past. You will learn in a completely different way. You will not be subjected to the heavy karmic cycle that you have been in as a humanity in the third dimension. This is what is, how should we say, dissolving. It is collapsing around you. And there are those still participating in it and resolving it and acting as a catalyst, making others uncomfortable. And this has been done before, but not in the way that it has now, simply because the higher frequency is available to you to resolve it, to change, you see, to choose differently as a whole society. And you have been experiencing change. You are different than you were in the 1500s, the 1600s. This is obvious. You act differently towards each other for the most part, but there are some things, residuals, that are left over. And boy, are they being exposed right now and making people very uncomfortable. And suffering is existing still on your planet. And it is up to you first to resolve the suffering within yourself so that you can help others and be compassionate with them. You see, you're carrying a certain amount of suffering that you've also experienced. It may be largely subconscious at this point, but you still carry a residual suffering, an idea of frequency of this, of not worthy, perhaps. It's being expressed this way. It may be expressed in a way that you don't always do what is best for yourself, even if you know. You see, that is that suffering frequency lingering around. And in some past civilizations, in some past religious organizations, suffering was considered a sign of holiness, that you would suffer and find God. Well, what was really supposed to be transposed there, or the information that was supposed to be interpreted, was that it acts as a catalyst. It was not meant to spend your whole life suffering to prove that you're worthy of God. It was not meant to be in this perspective, but it became interpreted in that way, in the 3D reality of separation. So we ask you to search yourself. Is this going on with you right now? Do you feel a heaviness in this area that's still existing in your being, a resistance to moving into the light, so to speak, into the goodness, as you look around and say, oh, there is not enough goodness here for me. I refuse to participate in this way because I do not like what I see around me, so we can't be ready. You see, that is resisting moving forward within you. That's coming up for many of you. Allow it to be there. Examine it for yourself and decide when you will be ready to move on from it. For it is not necessary to suffer to be close to the divine. Some call it God. Others have different names for it. But it is not necessary in your world to experience this way any longer. And many of you will be the ones to find solutions for this. And many of the young ones coming up already see it clearly. So know, as these generations move forward in this lifetime period that you're in, much progress has already been made and will continue to be made. It is a bit under the radar, but it is being spoken more and more about. As you look to balance your energy, as more and more humans look to relieve themselves of the stress of what they see, they know that quieting the mind is helpful. This is becoming mainstream. The idea of doing a meditation, is not necessarily a religious thing anymore. It's becoming more common. Exercising the body and knowing that nature, connecting to the trees, to the rocks, is also healthy for you. You see, that's how it is presented. It makes you healthier, and it does. And that is a unique form of communication coming through to you through the pyramids that have been activated. We should say reactivated. That grid work of the mountains and the rocks being reactivated in the higher frequencies so that you can receive this information in a very neutral way, so that you can choose it to participate in it in the way that fits you, in the way that is unique to the way you wish to expand your consciousness. But it affects the whole, you see. For each one will simply interpret the information it receives from this advanced technology that was purposely, we would say, loaded with information. In the crystalline structure of the earth, it holds so much. Your water holds information for you. Drink plenty of it. Ask what it has to show you. All these are different forms of consciousness here to support you in your expansion. You've got many tools here to help you, and you are not alone. We are here in support. The beings of light from other planets that have been through something similar. Read your frequency here and know that you are evolving at a great pace. And we are here to not only observe, but to offer our assistance where we can, so that you come out of that feeling of aloneness and know that in your galaxy, there are many, many planets that would like to connect with you. Many, many beings that are different from you, wishing to communicate with you. And as you tune in to the advanced technology that's left the information in the earth plane of existence itself, you can advance quicker. You can get more clarity faster. So allow all this to support you and know that it's walking with you each and every step, each and every day. For we are in love with humanity and the progress that you are making. Eventually, you will join the galactic societies, the galactic beings, in a very direct communication. Many of you have already had this and have witnessed to it and experienced it. Some has been understood as difficult, but many of these relationships have not been difficult. They have been peaceful and helpful. Some have been misunderstood or interpreted by others as difficult, you see, even misrepresenting to cause fear and separation so that you don't ask too many questions. So to slow you down so that they keep things the same because they wish to be having their reality imposed on you. It is time to let go of that and create your own. It is time to be independent in your thought process and to find those that resonate with you in this form of communication, in this change. For this is also happening at a great rate, an expansion rate on your planet, largely unnoticed by the mainstream in some countries. In other places, it's more accepted, you see. People aren't always talking about it yet because they will be made fun of, right? Or they would be thought of as crazy or having something wrong with them or out of touch with reality, when really they are getting in touch with a more vast version of reality than the narrow focus that the past has presented to you as human. So enjoy the communication with the beings of light that are here to support you. Enjoy the information that's coming through the pyramid structures that are all over your planet, some seen and some unseen at this point. Through your mountain ranges, your plants, your trees, your rock formations, they all hold a frequency of change within them and information on how to do it. Allow yourself to connect to that and enjoy this process in the unique way, the unique perspective that feels good to you. As human consciousness moves forward. And we observe this with great expectation of good things coming, even more, even more. Relax into that. It's happening now. Namaste. Thank you, and have a good week.